There's a part of your drum beats that hardly anybody talks about, but it's super important, and if you get it right, your drum beats will improve a bunch. See if you see what I mean. There are a million videos on chops, a million videos on different grooves you can do, and tons of videos on how to play the kick drum. Notice anything missing? Yeah, the left foot, just hanging out down there, waiting for someone to notice it. And it's like a secret weapon. Fusion and prog rock drummers know. And I run a little drum coaching thing. Wee little coaching enterprise where I coach students. And the number of students who come to me who haven't really done much with the left foot is, well, it's most of them. And when we start getting them to use it effectively, their balance improves, their timing, not to mention their grooves. I'm Nate, otherwise known as the 80/20 drummer, and on this channel we use my and students' experiences to re-examine a lot of the conventional wisdom around drums and drumming. And today we'll be talking about the hi-hat foot, the most neglected limb of the body when it comes to drums. The orphan, just out there in the wind, waiting for somebody to notice him. Oi, Tiny Tim, out there wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, and nobody would notice him. He only wished everybody well. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring us down. Anyway, today I'll show you why the hi-hat foot is important by showing you some great players who use it in ways you maybe didn't even realize. Then I'll show you kind of a crash course on some of my favorite exercises, and if you stick around till the end, I'll show you my favorite general purpose hi-hat pattern that works for almost any situation. Yeah, I just went there. I open looped you. I'm that guy. Today on 80/20, giving the hi-hat foot its due. Stay tuned. And dudes, quick PSA public service announcement. We're going to play a lot of hi-hat exercises in this video today, and I just want to let you know that you do not need to transcribe those yourself. We've done it for you into a wee little PDF, as they say in the business, and you can get it for free by clicking the link below the player and telling us where to send it. That's it, on to the lesson. Let's talk first about how the hi-hat foot can help out your grooves and solos. And I want to talk to the viewer who might be a little skeptical, who might be like, yeah, that's okay for you, bro, you jazz snob. Go play some fusion or something. I'm gonna stick here with my classic rock. I don't know if that person exists, I'm just dreaming them up. Maybe everybody here already agrees with me. Anyway, in case you're a little skeptical, I want to take you back to one Mr. John Bonham and a little groove called Good Times, Bad Times. Hear how he's using the hats there and it creates tension with the famous triplets on the kick drum? Another classic, 4 Sticks. Bonham was way ahead of the curve when it came to using the hats. More modern examples. Here's Matt Cameron playing The Day I Tried to Live. Listen with your eyes closed. Now watch the video. See how his hats are going? Still more modern, here's one of the prog fathers, Danny Carey playing Numa. Check out the hats. Moving. And of course, here's Matt Halpern playing the song I covered this past December, Dracul Gras. Check out the hats as he plays the toms in this pre-chorus. Of course, I've been sticking to the rock and prog side of the ledger because I'm assuming all my jazz and fusion heads are already bought in. But just for good measure, check out Gary Husband here, playing an Allan Holdsworth song. Still sounding killing, by the way. Damn! And also from the Holdsworth lineage, here's Evan Marion, who played with Allan, playing with one of my favorite drummers, Dana Hawkins. Listen to the counterpoint Dana's able to create using the hats. Okay, have I hi-hat pilled you yet? Let's talk about 2 useful situations where we might want to use the hats with the left foot. The first is whenever we're doing anything with the ride cymbal, particularly anything syncopated. Listen to how my hat beat kind of provides an anchor for the syncopation so it feels grounded. The second is anytime you're doing anything on the toms, a la Bonham, Matt Cameron, Danny Carey, etc. The hats give you something to cue against, so you can feel the tension and release better. Or something. Of course, these are just 2 examples out of potentially thousands. But hopefully that gives you the idea that even in your everyday playing, there are countless opportunities to use the hats. So let's get into the first exercise, and I'll remind you there's a free transcription if you click the link below the player. I'm going to take you through a little progression from easiest to most difficult. First, I'm just playing with the right hand on the ride cymbal, and the hats on quarters. I'm going through a kick grid here, just playing the kick on different parts of the beat. If this seems easy, it's because you should take the opportunity to make sure 3 things are close to perfect. Your subdivisions are consistent, so every eighth is the same distance from every other eighth. Nothing is flamming, and the relative volume of your limbs is good. Let's press pause for a second and zoom way in on the hi-hat foot. One thing you don't want to be doing is this, anticipating the stroke by holding your foot suspended. That's going to tire you out, and it creates this extra hi-hat sound. Instead, try to pick your foot up just before you have to put the hats down. And this is a lesson all its own, but you should also be pressing up, starting with the ankle, rather than just trying to lift your whole leg using your hip flexor. Okay, throat clearing out of the way. That's why we start simple with the hi-hat beats. The next step in this progression would be to do doubles on the kick. We do the same thing, playing different parts of the grid. Okay, get ready for the difficulty level to jump. Now we double the rate of the hats and do 8th notes. Same thing with quarters on the ride or ride bell and our rock backbeat. You can do this slowly at first. Now we do our kick grid again, paying attention to those 3 details I mentioned before. Subdivisions even, don't flam, relative volume of our limbs good and consistent. Next challenge, adding doubles to the kick. We play the same grid, moving the doubles around. I'm going to give you one more challenge and then we're going to change topics because I don't want this to be too far over your head and I also don't want to bore you. I will say, more detailed and advanced versions of this are available in both my group course and my live group coaching program. To get more info on both and get the free transcription, just click below the player and give us your best email address. Because presumably, you want to receive the goodies we'll be sending you. Anyway, just for fun, cheeky level 5. Taking the lead hand away. We do the same cheeky kick drum grid with the hats on 8ths. But without the lead hand. This did wonders for my coordination and balance, and believe it or not, my timing. Now, some fun things you can play if you're a little more advanced. But the cheeky levels are over. No more levels. Here, I'm playing 8th notes with the hats, and after practicing leaving out the right hand, I'm now playing some syncopated stuff on the ride cymbal bell. That's something you can play with if you're more advanced. Or you can do a cheeky tom break like I'm doing here, channeling one of my drum heroes, the great Matt Cameron, who should come on the podcast. Of course, sky's the limit. Once you have the basic coordination, you can do stuff like Bonham or any of the drummers we've covered here. But Nate, you promised to show us your favorite pattern if we stuck around. Yep, you got me. Here it is. I play the first, second, and fourth eighths instead of all of them. I feel like it lets the groove breathe a little more than all the eighths. You can do all the coordination exercises we talked about, except with this pattern. I feel like it also helps transition from no hats to, well, hats.
That's how you get the gig.
And I'm pretty sure that in context, when it makes all your basic drum grooves stronger, there's a strong case to be made that that's how you get them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. And do you have a favorite hi-hat pattern to play with the left foot? Leave a comment below, a polite comment. Anyway, dudes, that's us done. Always enjoy these. See you again next week for another Lesson of the Week.